Real quick, before we get into this video, I just need to address something about it. In the actual recording of the files, there was a bug and an issue where two of the microphones got linked into the same feed instead of being separate. And unfortunately, one of those was mine as I was leading us through this story. What that means is that at times, my audio, when I'm leading through, is a little bit quiet and muffled, kind of harder to hear. You should still be able to make it out, and it's only in a couple of parts. It gets a lot better towards the end of this story, but I absolutely hated the idea of not posting this video. It is using content that I'm so happy and grateful to use. The Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen by Latecomer Games. You should absolutely check out their Kickstarter. And additionally, I'm really proud of this story. I put a little bit of work into it, but using everything that Bryce handed over to me for this, it's a super fun story with amazing NPCs and just a really good time. And so thank you for bearing with us through it. I really hope you enjoy this gameplay. It's a really fun video. And if you do, seriously, go check out the Kickstarter that's linked in this description. It is such a good module, and you can pick up this entire story. It's more than a one-shot for $10. You can just support this Kickstarter for $10 and get all of the content once it's backed. There's a couple other ways that you can level that up by supporting more. And I highly encourage that. This is such good work from a really good person who I think is going to carve out such a great name and place for themselves in the D&D creation world. Go check out Latecomer Games and this story and enjoy. Thank you. I don't know about you, but I want to see more incredible third-party D&D modules written by players and lovers of the game like us. Latecomer Games is bringing something truly special to the table with Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen, a hauntingly beautiful, Fae-inspired adventure filled with whimsical NPCs, custom monster stat blocks, and a very rich and immersive world that, as you have seen in the story that we've created or will see, pulls you in like a dream or a trap. If you love tricky riddles, eerie encounters, and the kind of storytelling that lingers long after the session ends, this is the kind of module that deserves a place at your table. So follow the link in my description. Go check out this project on Kickstarter, and please consider backing it when it goes live on March 24th. I want us to help bring more player-driven, passion-filled adventures to life. So please go and support Latecomer Games. Thank you, and let's get into the story. I love the energy we're starting with. This is great. Okay, cool. Hey everyone, and welcome to, this is going to be cross-posted, King Leo D&D and Riddle and Rule, where we're going to be doing the Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen, a very special and fun one-shot for today. And we're just going to dive right in. If you're interested in this book and this one-shot, or actually it's not a one-shot, this is a one-shot built off of a full 200-page campaign module that is currently going to be on Kickstarter. It's going to be fully posted on March 24th. You should go follow that. Use the link right underneath where you're looking at me. Use that link and go check out this Kickstarter for a wonderful, awesome module. I've gotten to play a good bit of it already, and then we're going to run some of it right now. The moon hangs low and heavy, its silver glow fractured by the twisting boughs of an ancient, endless hedge maze. The air hums with enchantment, thick with the scent of night-blooming flowers, and something deeper, something old. Somewhere, beyond the shifting walls, laughter echoes, soft, melodious, and just a little too knowing. You are caught in her domain now. The Crescent Queen's maze does not suffer wanderers lately. The hedges seem to breathe. The paths are shifting before you, and the mist rolls in. Not the cool fog of a midnight meadow, but a creeping, living thing, swallowing everything in its wake. As your party is weaving through the twisting corridors of this hedge maze, a strange hush falls over the air. A thin, silvery mist seeps in from the edges of your vision, curling through the leaves like ghostly fingers. The air smells faintly of lavender and something metallic. Could be ozone or perhaps blood. Then you hear a soft thump. A rabbit mid-leap drops limply to the ground, its tiny chest rising and falling in shallow, sluggish movements. Overhead, a moth flutters drunkenly before spiraling downward, its wings barely beating. This mist is continuing to roll forward, its edge gliding just past the motionless creatures, swallowing them from sight. Y'all's breath grows shallow. Instinct is urging you forward to run or succumb to whatever is creeping through the maze. This mist is not stopping, whatever it does. It happens fast. You have to run. How would you all like to run away from this hedge maze down this narrow corridor before we then see what is around the corner?
All fours.
What does that look like?
Running. Picture a cat running on all fours.
Nice. Michael.
I will turn around and cast Gust at the stuff, and then run away on all fours like a ferret or a sable.
Awesome. Rachel.
My character is a gingerbread man, about yay big, and so he is going to try and jump onto the back of, I'm assuming, this companion's leg.
I'll be like, get here, Gigi.
He's gonna scurry up, like perch.
I'm gonna
He hisses a little
put
bit.
him up here.
Yeah.
See Gingy's holding on to the end of my axe while I just like lock in. You're like, you guys are just in the dust. You see the muscles just like pump forward. enter a rage and just like run forward.
Awesome. Okay, so as you're blowing the mist back, and then you all, combination of creatures, are barreling down this hallway, you round a corner, trying to get as far away from this mist as you can. While you turn, up ahead on a branch that's jutting out of one of the hedges on your side, you can see an ornate-looking owl perching atop a gnarled archway of its ivy that has grown over the hedges. You can see deep golden eyes flashing with an unnatural intelligence to it, and its feathers are shimmering like carved filigree, silver and purple glinting in the dim light. As you're running ahead, you can eventually hear these words from its beak. You hear, flesh to fur, bones to beak, form now bends, soft and sleek. Chitter, chirp, crawl, or croak, trade thy speech for beastly yoke. Feathers, fins, or maybe fleas, the wild within shall now run free. And then it hoots, spreading its wings, and a strange ripple warps the air around it as this arcane pulse radiates outward. I'd like you all to make wisdom saving throws for me.
I love that imagery.
11.
10.
Same? Okay, 2 11s?
10.
10 and 10. Okay, cool.
Whoa.
The collection of the party. The owl flaps its wings and you feel a tingling sensation crawl up your spine. Your limbs start to twitch involuntarily, threatening you to then shift into something else. As you're all transformed into sheep with iridescent wool, rats with curling spiral tails, a snake that shimmers like liquid moonlight, and other uncanny Feywild beasts, the chase turns into this bizarre spectacle of bounding, skittering, and slithering chaos. Some of you, well no, none of you take your form with ease, as these hooves barely touching the ground and paws find your supernatural purpose on the ground, but then it's uneasy and it feels more jelly-legged, like a fawn who was just born and your legs are struggling to keep you up. You all stumble over on your too long of limbs and this weird, strange feeling, and as you almost limp ahead, uncomfortable in these new bodies, the maze twisting before you, the dreamscape of this now shifts as the hedges become more like glowing mushrooms, and you're racing through this long pathway until eventually you revert back to your original forms, back to your normal pace, and continue to try to outrun the pressing misty threat. One not so successful complication to our runaway from the mist. From your gust from before, it has now made up the space that you slowed it down a little bit. The hedges ahead now seem to shudder and shift. Their thick vines are slithering like living creatures. And without warning, the nearest hedge just lashes out towards you with these thorny tendrils snapping towards the party's legs or shoulder where legs are perched. The nearest hedges then lash out, grasping towards you. As these vines explode and seek to entangle your feet, the only way forward is through. So now I need you all to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Oh my gosh, 11.
I rolled the same dice.
17.
I got a bonus at least.
11 is 28.
12.
12.
15. I don't think I have anything to add to it. No, I subtract 1, so 14.
Okay, great. You all are going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage apiece.
I'm raging still.
So we will take half. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if that polymorph would have broken or not, but
No, you're good.
yay.
You you were a raging iridescent sheep. As the limbs kind of smack across the wall and cause a little bit of blood and scrape as thorns are digging into you a bit. You're able to push through, but you just take a little bit of damage. The mist still maintaining on you all, but you're not falling behind. Next, the ground trembles beneath your feet. You can hear distant pounding of hooves and heavy breaths, growing louder as a rush of these wild steeds are now barreling into your path. You see a chaotic mix of elk and centaurs and large jungle cats. Some of them are wearing bridles, and others have their manes whipping off behind them in the wind. So these creatures barely slow as they're charging through you. Now they're shoulder to shoulder with you and running by. As they're doing that, you have this opportunity now to try to jump onto one and use them and their speed to then move forward. You can either do a dexterity check, or you can do an animal handling check.
Oh. Okay, actually, for some reason, have animal handling as a barbarian.
Oh.
I do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to pounce up onto the nearest animal and ride it like an animal.
Yeah, go ahead and do a dexterity check for me. Or an animal handling, either one.
I did do dexterity.
I rolled a 4.
4?
So 4 plus 2 is 6.
15.
15, great.
9.
9, okay.
I will say that I'm not trying to jump on an animal, I'm trying to hold on to my companion's shoulder.
Sure. Who also...
I failed, so...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Michael, what'd you get?
9.
9, okay, great. Our cat friend is the only one who lands on your choice. Elk, centaur, or jungle beast cat. Who do you grab onto?
Cat on cat.
Elk.
Elk, okay, great. So our miniature cat figure jumps onto the back of a massive elk. The 3 of you all are going to take 6 bludgeoning damage as you're being kind of knocked aside and battered by
I'm
these
down.
elves. What?
I have 10 health.
No, you don't. You're level 3.
Polymorphed. No, I don't know.
Oh, wow, okay. I need to change that. You're good.
Yeah, you should have like 18 to 24 points, somewhere in that range.
Gosh.
Are you level 3?
No, I am.
Nice.
So there's some spells
You
need
should
to add.
automatically
What
heal
the heck?
do the health.
Noob. I was like,
stop
whoa.
bullying Michael.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
As you're sorting that out.
This is a fun intro.
Alright, reroll your character.
And thus we close the Crescent Queen and the Hedge
Wow.
Maze. What a fun story.
Fun.
Cool. So next, the twisting maze then lurches into a divide. 2 paths ahead, nearly identical, stretching into the unknown. The mist coils hungrily at your heels, rolling forward with a slow, ominous hunger. Ahead of you, perched atop a mossy stone at the fork of at the fork sits a shriveled, wiry-haired fae with a nose like a gnarled root and eyes that gleam like polished amber. His grin is far too wide for his face, stretching out like somebody yanked it on both sides with fish hooks. He clamps his bony hands together, nearly toppling off of his rock as he wheezes through a fit of laughter. Ooh, you poor, poor lot! Lost in the twisted and tangle, are you? All twisty-turned like a belly full of bad beans, I wager. Woo-hoo! He gasps in a breath, slapping his knee. Well, lucky you! Lucky you! Old Peavy's right here to guide you. I swore upon my very own whiskers. The path here's the proper one, and he jabs his long, crooked finger at the left path. Right as rain, true as a 2-headed toad! Then he giggles, nearly toppling off of his rock again. Or maybe twaint! Maybe this be the worst way of all. Maybe you go dancing down the road and find yourselves in a catastrophe. No, a full-blown calamitera. His eyes twinkle with mischief as he leans in, whispering loudly. Or maybe that affibination. He then slaps his knee again, doubling over in laughter. The mist is curling behind you. How do you proceed?
I throw my war pick at him.
You want to attack him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit.
I throw it like a tomahawk. 16.
That'll hit old Peavy.
All right.
Good.
I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna try and intimidate him.
Okay.
If you tell us the right way, we won't kill you.
I'd like
6 damage.
I'd like to assist him in intimidating from
Okay.
your shoulder.
Okay, you do it with advantage. Go ahead and roll.
Roll intimidation.
What'd you
Hey, I
roll?
rolled another 10.
It was
So there's
6
11.
damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Did you roll with advantage?
Oh, very good. Sure. Supposed to roll another 10. No, it's a 3. So 11, please.
11. Okay, cool. After a war pick flies across the space and smacks him in the shoulder, he then falls off of the rock and is laying on the ground. What do you say to intimidate him again?
You tell us the truth now, or you get more of that.
Why on a file of flabbergastrated complaint with the High Council? I can't believe this is happening, but no! Go on! Just tumble yourselves into the misty maw of madness! See if I care! I'll be here, eating my hat in utter befuddlification! And then he's laying on the ground, sad, bloody, and beaten. As you all still have a decision to make, and the mist is coming up behind.
Can I take him with us?
Maybe. He's a bit off ahead of you at this point, maybe like 15 feet. So you have to do it while like running and picking your direction and going. But we can do a contested check to see once we get there.
Okay. I want to attempt to take him with us while we go. Someone choose direction already.
I want to run the opposite direction of what he pointed.
He pointed both ways.
Oh.
Yeah. He started off left and then went right and then said something about befuddlement.
He ultimately, he pretty much said the left one was the correct way and the right one was not.
Oh, he did say, but the right one could be the wrong way.
He said, I'm telling you it's the left one. I could be lying, is pretty much what he said.
Well, let's take him left then, since that's what he told us to do, right? And then he can suffer the consequences, but along with us.
Sure. I pick up my war pick. Well, stoop down, I guess, from... Am I still on an elk?
No, at this point you would have jumped up.
Okay. I jump off the elk, and I get my war pick, and I run left.
Okay.
Lovely. I will follow suit while grabbing him by the... was he like a tiny little
He
guy?
rolled a nat 20 on his trying to get away from
I will straight up miss.
So he just like poofs
Well,
away.
well,
and
what
runs.
if I roll a nat 20?
That's
Well,
what
we
I do
can
now.
see. What, an unarmed strike for a grapple?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a 20 total.
Okay. And so as you all hurry down the left side, what you can hear is... Where'd it go?
That's something weird to hear.
Okay, now as you all then head down the left side, you can see this clearing to the hedges up ahead. And you just hear, "Oh, you believed on Peavy as you did, and you have found safety." And then his voice and his body kind of dissipate back behind. The mist rolls up to the left like archway that you all cross by, and then hits like an invisible barrier and is stayed back behind, while then the rest of it seems to fill and pour out around the space that you are in. You are now in a clearing in the Hedge Maze. As the last tendrils of mist dissipate in the moonlit air, you find yourself stumbling into a clearing, a rare open space in the ever-shifting Hedge Maze. The grass beneath your feet is soft, almost unnaturally so, and dotted with faintly glowing mushrooms that pulse in slow, rhythmic light, as if the very ground is catching its breath alongside of you. The towering hedges form a near-perfect circle around this place, their thorny vines retreating slightly as if granting you a brief moment of respite. The air here is different, lighter, clearer, though the whisper of unseen forces still lingers just beyond the branches. For the first time since the chase began, and also y'all's days here in the Hedge Maze, you have a moment to breathe and to take stock. You can now introduce your characters and see who you have been running alongside.
Got a little sheep still in me.
I kind of, in frustration, throw the war pick into the ground, so it's kind of like sticks into the ground. I am a red, brown furred, 2 foot tall, little tabaxi pirate. I've got a big old pirate hat. If you want a picture of Puss in Boots, you can, but a little bigger. And instead of a little swashbuckling hat, it's a bigger pirate hat. What's he like a Zorro hat? I don't know what you kind of call that kind of hat, but anyways. So I throw the war pick into the ground. Shiver my whiskers! Next time I'll go for the head.
The hat is known as a Spanish hat, an Andalusian hat, a flamenco hat, or a sombrero cordobés.
Well, it's none of those. It's a pirate's hat.
Tricorn?
Yeah.
Oh, calm down, little kitty. We made it through all right.
I hiss at the archway.
That was a mighty good throw, though.
I should have gone for the head.
When you hiss, you see the little gingerbread on our big companion's shoulder kind of go bow up a little bit as if that was a challenge, and he's a gingerbread about the size of a gingerbread, a large gingerbread, maybe half a foot, and he has a silvered candy cane quarterstaff that is about twice his size that he carries. He has eyebrows permanently turned down, little gumdrop eyebrows, and candy corn fangs, like I said, and is constantly hissing with like hissing spittle coming out of it. And when he sees you hiss, he clearly means to attack you. So he begins the long journey of scuttling down, and that's going to take up the rest of his time.
That's hilarious.
Oh, pipe down, you cookie!
You just hear from behind his shoulder.
I almost forgot this little guy was on me.
I am just a simple sable.
I am a halfling druid, and I am a sable, which is like a ferret type animal that lives in the snow and stuff. Normally I switch between forms, but as I've been in the Feyworld, I have not been able to switch to my halfling form, I guess. I've been stuck in my sable form.
So let me get this straight. Everyone's like 4 feet or less, right?
It's you and your little tiny friends.
I'm this big green orc, and like double everyone's height.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, how the heck did I end up in this situation?
You can't even hear us.
What'd you say out there?
Gulliver's Travels kind of situation.
Basically, yes.
When I got to play this, I played like a farmer who accidentally wound up here, and he's like a very normal, straightforward dude. But his companions for that journey was an animated skunk and a dragon, like a small dragon. And so it was a pretty similar situation. I was like, what is this grease that wound up in?
These fantastical creatures.
That's fun.
I'm just a simple farmer as well. Like,
Well,
swamp farmer.
to expand the party a little bit, as a moment of uneasy peace does end, a tiny figure skitters from the underbrush. You see a rat, but one far too expressive to be a mere rodent. It scrambles onto a rock, stands up on its hind legs, and waves its tiny, delicate paws in an almost theatrical performance of desperation.
Oh, good, there's a meal ahead.
Speak up, little one.
This rat scurries forward, standing upright as though rehearsing a grand monologue. Its beady eyes gleam with intent as it waves its paws furiously, pointing at you, pointing at itself, then at the forest beyond. Though it cannot speak, its gestures continue.
What you want, little one?
I think it wants us to follow him. No, come to him.
It wants you to come closer. It wants you to eat him.
You want us to eat you for a dinner.
We got a cat and a sable, and I eat a lot of rats in the swamp.
It's like
We're pretty used to it.
the cat just like holds down on itself. Good.
Gingy is now down on the ground and is making his way towards the rat, but then he trips on a little rock and is rolling around and is coincidentally down on the ground, crouching.
Yes, the both of you are now just like still face up and looks over at you, and then kind of scurries over and like taps you, kind of helps you stand up.
Gingy hisses and thanks, and then swings his quarterstaff. But I'll say he trips again. He hasn't quite gotten his sea legs back.
Got it.
He's very aggressive.
As you kind of swing but then trip and fall, it scurries back to the rock and is just kind of like giving like a final like a plea up, and is just looking at you all, trying to see what you all do next.
Well, I'll try to decipher its movements.
Okay, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Lean in really close, like this.
I'll give you 5 minutes before I eat it.
Oh, that was not an insight check. Sorry.
I could use speak with animals.
You could, yeah.
Well, I'm inciting.
You do your inciting first.
We'll see if
I
I
don't
can
know if I can use a spell on it.
Hey, I got a 5 total.
Okay.
I think.
Should I use a spell? Should I use a spell slot to talk to it, or just?
Sure. You can do it as a
I guess that's
ritual.
kind of metagaming. Huh?
Is it a ritual spell? You can do it as a ritual.
It just says communication. Oh, is that what R means?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you took like 10 minutes or so to just sit with the rat and focus on casting a spell, you actually wouldn't have to use a spell slot for it.
Can I do that?
As long as he gave you 5 minutes before he eats it.
Better be shorter than that.
Be patient. I will speak to him.
I never had to be patient aboard my ship.
This isn't your ship. This is the fairy.
No, give me a moment. It's the ship.
I talked to him.
Yes, this cat realizes that the effects of the hedge maze have taken on his brain, and this is effect here called the lostness. And as you spend long rests here within the hedge maze, some memories slip away. And this cat cannot remember the name of its former ship currently.
A cat?
What is a cat, anyways?
I'm a tabaxi.
I've never heard of a cat before.
Hello, friend. Can you hear me?
As you are casting this ritual and asking questions, you hear that. And his hands are friendly, and then eventually you hear, "My name is Calvin. I am an elven man. I am no rat, and I have been trapped in this form for weeks. Will you help me?"
I'm a person, and my name is Ian.
Do you know where we should go from here?
"Yes, I know the way." And then as he says that, and he's standing on this rock, a long, almost double-jointed arm, it seems as if it has like 2 elbows, just like reach out, and then these long, very unnerving fingers just curl around the rat, and then like pull him backwards. And you can hear, "Ugh!" And as that is happening, you then hear,
Little ratty.
"Oh, you found my little lost pet, have you? Such soft hearts, such trusting souls. But Auntie needs her rat back now. It's not good to steal from Auntie." And then you can see a figure emerge and step forward. This extremely awkward-looking, hunched-over witch, who then steps out of the hedge, and then you can see, weirdly to her sides, are these creatures called witchlings. They are, let me get their actual description pulled up. They're about 2 feet tall,
Hey, that's my height.
with spindly fingers, and it's almost like a head with legs, and then their fingers are just like long noodly things. They're not actually like fingers, they're just like these wisps of tendrils that are then extended like 5 to 10 feet away from their hands. And so 3 of them kind of sidle off to the side of this witch as she then also steps forward and has abducted this rat. How would you all respond?
I cast Entangle immediately on them,
Okay.
which is a 20-foot square.
Yep.
So would they all be in that?
Yes, they would.
Okay. And they have to make a strength saving. Yes.
Okay, that they can do. Strength save for Auntie Twilo is going to be a 18 minus 4.
Oh, super weird.
14.
It's 13.
Okay, so she still passes, and then the witchlings, one of them rolls a nat 20 and passes, but the other 2
Whoa.
fail. So 2 of her little witchlings are now entangled into these briars. What are the rest of y'all doing as well?
Is this initiative?
Maybe. This is an immediate reaction first.
Am I? Do you roll it? I'm still in rage.
Y'all waited around the hill for a bit. So the
I
rage
guess
is over.
I would have to rage again.
Yeah.
How many rages do I get on this character? Do I want to just blow another one right now?
I'm gonna unsheath my rapier
Okay.
and eye one of the witchlings.
Yep.
And I'm just saying, I may have lost my dinner, but it looks like I found a partner to the dance.
Sweet.
Nice.
Anything from Gingy in your rage?
Yeah, I guess I'll just rage as my action.
Okay.
How far away are they?
They're only like 20 feet away.
Okay. I will not use burning hands then.
Okay. What's your character thing?
Mine? Short Ron Bronze.
Yeah, we didn't say that earlier.
We did,
We did.
but
Okay.
At the very beginning.
at the very beginning, not on the
What was the
camera.
inspiration for that?
Long John Silver.
Short Ron Bronze. Okay, get it.
Short Rod Brett.
I never would have figured that out.
Wait, bronze?
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
A bronze star.
It's just everything's like a step.
I like that.
And what was your character's name too?
Strunk Swamp Hand.
Nice.
Last member of the Swamp Hand clan.
Cool.
Gingy would like to ready an action, so he takes his cane and kind of like cocks it like a machine gun and is aiming it straight at the witch, preparing Eldritch Blast.
Perfect. Okay. Sweet. Then yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative as this witch has come in to steal our rat friend.
Ooh.
And you all are.
Should my action be triggered then? It would
I
be
gotta stop doing
triggered
visual
by the
dice.
combat.
Getting the
It will
worst
be
rolls
within
on this
initiative
thing.
order. If there's any like
Okay.
three
Physical
things
all
that
the
you
way.
wanted to do to get
I
ready,
see.
and then we'll do this initial order.
My
I
Swamp
see.
Hand to win.
Sable rolled a 19.
19, nice.
7.
I rolled. Oh, it already went away. Dang it.
14.
I rolled
14
a
for
5
Benji.
though.
Okay.
So I'm going lost. Just like my other character.
It sucks.
It's okay. If I'm not close enough, I have hand axes.
Don't worry, everyone.
I'll throw axes at them. At their faces.
Okay. And then which things? Okay.
Oh, they've changed guidance. The
Yes.
spell. It's not as good anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much like an auto use.
Well,
Right.
they've changed it to be that you have to choose a skill, and any ability related to that skill now gets the buff. But it used to be any
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still a cantrip.
roll. But that's worse, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit is worse.
Right, and you have to cast it beforehand. It's not
So,
effective.
our combat
Yeah,
has
but
started,
before-
and the first one to go is Sable.
Woo. Do we? Can you describe where we're at?
Yeah,
So they're
absolutely.
standing right next to some like a hedge,
Yeah.
and we're in a clearing.
Yeah, you all were in the clearing with like some stumps and stones and stuff that y'all were sitting on and around. Perhaps you made like a small fire or something just for the sake of conversation and chilling out for a bit. And then the anti-Tuilo came out of the hedges about 20 feet away with 3 of her witchlings, which there's like 2 on her right side, 1 on her left. And she's holding the rat, and they're about 20 feet from you all. And then there is one path out of this space in the opposite direction.
Okay. Cantrips are not bonus actions, correct? That's just for when you're out of spells.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Cantrips are
Cantrips
not
are-
bonus actions, right?
Some of them are. It just depends on what they are.
Would
But they just don't use up any resources.
Yeah.
if I wanted to do mold earth, could I also cast a spell?
Perhaps, if it's a bonus action in your spell. Like, as long as one's an action and one is a bonus action, yes.
And keep in mind, if you do a spell that does concentration, it's gonna kill your entangle. That's up right now.
Oh, will it?
Yeah, because you get one concentration.
Oh, entangle's concentration too. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said.
I mean, you can still do a cantrip that does damage. Just as
Well, no,
long as
I
it
wanted to
have a
I wanted to cast another concentration spell.
Yeah. Otherwise, that'd be busted.
Yeah.
Play a bunch of concentration spells on top of each other.
I will cast. Oh, that's concentration too. Sheesh.
Language.
Okay, I'm just gonna cast mold earth, kind of in front of the 2 that didn't get entangled, just to kind of slow them down,
What's your thing?
I guess.
Okay. The little ferret does a little hand dance, and then this muddy pile of dirt just kind of comes up at about a 5-foot pile, completely obscuring the view of the witchlings, because they are pretty short. So you got this whole like wall in between all of them. Great. After you is Anti-Tuilo. And so she is going to lumber forward with one of her hands. She's going to be like squeezing on the rat, and you can hear him just kind of like squeaking out and waving his little paws. But she's going to swipe forward, and she's going to attack each of you since y'all are together. And so her first attack is going to be an 11 to hit our ogre friend.
No.
Okay, and then for Gingy, we have a 12 to hit. Okay,
Nope.
so she seems way more fixated on keeping the rat steady and not getting her full like control over her limbs as she's swinging those by. That's going to be it for her turn, and that's going to bring us to Gingy.
Alright. Okay, so Gingy's on the ground. And Dan, tell me, is it okay if I say, like, when I cocked my machine gun, that can I say instead that I cast Shalag on it? Or, like, whatever?
Yeah, Shillelagh.
Shillelagh? Okay, whatever. Sorry.
Slog.
You're butchering my
You and your
language.
fantasy words, sorry. That's probably a real word. Okay, so I do that shillelagh, or whatever shillelagh. And so she's within 5 feet, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay, I am going to try and smack her as
Roll.
hard
Roll for smack.
as I can across the shins with my. And I will note here that I did this on purpose. You can tell me if I can. I got an ensilvered quarterstaff. So for whatever that's worth.
Vampires.
Shillelagh should be a magic attack anyways. But I believe they got rid of all the magical.
Well, that's. It's a 7.
magical
Okay.
item resistance.
13.
Kind of, yeah. 13 does not hit.
Dang it.
Her shins are well armored by her
Shoot.
normal skin.
Did you add the
Cool.
shillelagh bonus?
Mhm.
So yeah, a swing and a crack against her, but she doesn't seem to notice. After that is going to be our witchlings. 2 of them clamber up over that wall and start to move forward, but then eventually just get into range and don't get a turn because they have been slowed. And then the other one is entangled, right? Or was it 2 of them?
2 of them were
2 of
entangled,
them.
and then her and 1 were.
1 clambers over and moves through, then the 2 needs to make saving throws again at the end of their turn. What's the DC for it?
Is
13 strength.
Okay, there was a 15 and a 16 for them. Plus
Those are strong
plus
little-
strength.
strong
Oh
little
no,
girls.
minus strength. That's right. So it's going to be a 12 and an 11.
Hey!
Both fail.
Get out of
Nice,
here.
yes.
That's
13.
crazy. Okay, so 2 of them stay within the growth. Good crowd control from our ferret
Woo.
friend.
Mhm.
All right, after them.
it seems to be working.
I love this
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Short Ron Bronze.
Short run bronze. All right, I was my prom date blocked by the wall. Witchling. The witchling that I was eyeing, and I said was my date.
I will say that's the one that moved forward and came up to you. It didn't get to attack you because it used all its movement to get around. But now
Beautiful.
it has accepted your invitation.
Loser. All right, I'm gonna take a swing at it with my rapier.
Yeah, roll the hit.
Yeah.
Good. It's a 9.
That doesn't matter.
Cool. Well, I take a swing and a miss.
You try to carve an S.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you just kind of launch forward on it, it's weird noodly movement is hard for you to clock, and it just kind of goes through the side as it gives a little between a curtain of noodle fingers. After Short Ron Bronze is gonna be Strong.
Strong this.
Sable, you're up next.
Are there any, is the one, okay, so the witch is like the closest to us right now.
The witch and the one that's in tango with her.
Okay,
pirate
are
friend.
they like adjacent to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I like to position myself in a way that my great axe will swing and it's gonna try to cleave both
That you can do.
twine. Alright, so the first one, we're hitting the big lady.
Okay.
Big cleave, or big lady.
Anti-Tweelo.
It's a 3 yellow. 8 plus 5 to hit, so that's 13.
Does not hit.
Okay, great. Alright, cleave works as, if you hit a creature with a melee attack using the great axe, you can do that. So nothing else happens.
Okay, that's it for your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. After Strunk is Sable.
Is there hedge behind us as well?
It's like 40 feet behind you.
Okay. I'm going to kind of retreat behind everybody
Yeah.
and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, great. That you do. Roll for healing, and then we will go with
2d8 plus 2.
Auntie's turn next. Auntie is going to force a saving throw, and we will do this from Strunk. Could
Strunk.
you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Wonderful. Oh, that wasn't the right button.
That's good.
I think it doesn't matter. Well, it's 18. I did a wisdom check.
Okay.
It's still a
Yeah.
D20 plus the bonus, so I think it's the same thing.
You hear, did your mama drop you in the soup as a pot? No. Did your mama drop you in the soup pot as a babe? Or did you stew in stupidity all on your own?
Ooh.
She's attempting to use vicious mockery, but you pass the check. As then she will then rear her hand back, and then try to backhand you 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, you will take 5 slashing damage.
Half is 3 or 2.
We'll round down 2.
You're like, what?
What was that?
What are you talking about?
After that, her turn is done, and we will jump to Gingy.
Gingy, alright. Gingy she hasn't been hit at all yet, has she? Alright, I'm gonna try and hit her again across the shins.
Okay, roll to hit.
Roll to hit.
Just
Oh,
hacking
come
away.
on now. I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
We're doing really bad. Or I'm doing really bad. Dang it.
Slipping and falling back down to the ground. And not having her brightest day.
Just a yes.
The mouse just looks down and then like covers its eyes from Treewillow's hands. So Treewill. After Gingy is going to be the Witchlings. We're going to get one to attack you.
I'd like to see it try.
It's gonna, and it is gonna roll a 6. That does not hit.
No, it doesn't, and I'm gonna respond to it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Get him.
I'm gonna riposte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Yes.
to roll to hit now.
Yeah, I rolled a hit.
Nice.
Can't
That'll
really
be-
get to use it.
That'll be me.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wrecked.
Just a D8.
While he's rolling damage, I will say we are adjusting this full campaign to be a
That was-
one-shot, and I'm also slightly adjusting this down to level 3 so that it's balanced for this party as well. So some numbers and some stats might be different in the full module than what we're running with today. Your damage.
7.
7. Okay, 7 damage on a Witchling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that kills it, then I should hit the witch.
And because I hit it with the rapier, it's vexed. If I hit a creature with a rapier and deal damage to it, I have advantage on my next attack roll against that creature.
You killed your prom date.
Well, then I have double advantage. 'cause it's not
Just
moving.
I
Okay,
got
Dexter.
it.
The Witchlings do have 7 hit points, and so you pierce through with your riposte of your rapier, and
Nice.
you skewer this Witchling, this new
Ooh.
That was the Witchling's turn. We got 2 of them needing to make saving throws. That does not. That does not. They are still stuck in the entanglement, which I think they're restrained. Is that right?
Yeah.
So,
Which means I could just
Restrained
go through the
condition until the spell ends.
yeah, gotcha. Okay, after the Witchling's turn is Short Run Bronze.
Short round bronze. So there's another one close by, maybe.
Yes. It is.
Alright, I'm gonna.
It's restrained.
You get advantage on your attack roll.
Great. So I'm gonna just lunge over the corpse of my fallen dancing partner and run for another one.
Go for it.
Take a swing.
Roll to hit.
Take a hack and slash. Nat 1.
Advantage.
Give advantage.
Yeah, you do. Who needs a nat one when you get a...
When I get a 16.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get him an eye.
Just need 7 damage.
It's 10 damage. Yeah.
Fantastic. A very swift turn of events.
Oh.
Short Run Bronze. Mash. Takes 2 of the Witchlings straight out.
Oh, yes.
Can no one dance with the captain?
Strong.
Strong will try to hit. Okay, he killed the one that was out and one of them was restrained, right? So now it's just big girl.
And 1 restraint.
I'm just,
The Witchlings and Big Girl.
Big Nancy.
I'm just gonna go for the big auntie. Alright.
Oh no.
So,
I didn't even roll. You dropped
Okay,
it.
12 also does not hit.
Oh.
All right.
Dang.
So, as strong.
Oh, wait.
Oh?
Mulligan?
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot about reckless attack, which
Yeah?
lowers or raises the chance to hit.
I think you get to roll with advantage, right?
I don't remember. I could have been recklessly attacking this whole time.
I think
Why is it not on here? Where is it?
it should be. What it was historically was you could take advantage on attacks, but then attacks on you have advantage.
Okay, let's just do that.
I don't know if that changed in the new fight.
I think it's the same. Because I don't know why it's not in here. Okay. That's a 19.
That hits.
Okay, great.
I'll look it up too. We can go ahead with rolling with you. Yeah, but
Cool. Yeah, I should definitely have learned where to put everything. Here they are. Core barbarian traits. So nice. Reckless attack. Advantage on my turn. Super. Alright, so we're gonna do damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my barbarian trait, which lets me do an extra 2d6.
sweet.
Can I get some d6s? Thanks. And 12 plus 2 d6s.
Whoa.
And that is 19. Is this a 6 or 9?
6. So 19.
Yeah, it's a d6. So the 19.
19 damage. That's what's your modifier?
Wow.
Oh. Plus 3, 21.
There we go.
Yeah.
19 plus 3 is 20.
Oh, you're right. Math is hard.
There you go. All right.
Strong, not smart.
The first blow against Annie just swings right in. Great axe, right?
Yes.
Makes contact with her side, and you can hear a fleshy squish as it slams in underneath of her layers of clothing that she has as well. And she squeezes really tight on the rat and hunches over to her side, yelling out, "Ah!"
Yelling out a what?
Can we get that one more time?
This could fully work.
It's like 3 angles.
Mike was off. Okay, sorry.
It's a clean take.
Yeah. After Strunk is Zabel.
Can I ask, did any of the witchlings die within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, one of them did.
I get 7 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Whoa.
See
That's pretty
the
fun.
soul of the witchling going little Cookie's
It's my
eyes.
Kane's mouth. It's just like a circle.
Yeah. Just Dyson sound effect. With a little Kirby, like,
Yeah.
what?
It's horrifying.
As you swallow the soul of this witchling, your fingers become noodle fingers as your Kirby power levels up.
That's right.
No. Since I'm still concentrating on the entanglement.
You can drop that if you want to. There's one that's stuck in it. Up to you if you want to release it.
Do I want to do that? How is Auntie looking?
She's still looking good. She got hit once real good, but she still has some health to her. Hit her again. I didn't hear no bell.
I will try and cast Hold Person on Auntie.
Ooh.
Whole
Okay.
person at level 3.
So that'll be another concentration. So I'm dropping the other one.
Okay. That is a wisdom save.
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck.
She probably has a lot of wisdom, doesn't she?
Yeah. Wise old hag.
Okay. So she has advantage on saving throws.
Of all
She-
kinds.
She has a plus, yes. She has a trait called Stubborn Soul. Auntie has advantage on all saving throws.
Wow.
Dang the ante.
Shoot.
And her wisdom save is plus 6.
Whoa!
She rolled a 5 for an 11, and she rolled an 8 for what would be a 14.
The save DC is 13.
It's 13.
It was 13.
No, we would have
Whoa.
just destroyed her.
Her stubbornness is what makes her break the restraint of your spell.
Wow.
No!
We all have that one aunt.
Oh man, what a Karen, am I right?
Yeah, that's my sister.
That's my mom.
Oops. Gosh. Alright.
My mom's
Say about
name
your
is
full
Karen.
Yes.
There is, okay, the first D&D podcast I ever listened to, and they are what got me into D&D, is this group called Dragon Friends. They are an Australian improv comic group, and they play D&D, and very loosely at the beginning. They were like, oh, let's figure this out, but like mostly it's just to have fun and make jokes. And they ran Curse of Strahd, and Strahd is this extremely evil vampire dictator, but then he has a co-DM who voices a lot of his NPCs for him, and they did that voice. They did that voice for Strahd. He was just like, oh, or kind of,
Yeah.
give me like oh, welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Oh my god, that's so perfect. And it just like dropped the actual DM, like cut at the knees, where he like set up this whole thing, and then he just made it all look so stupid. Anyway, after Sable is out. Auntie Anne, she makes some pretzels and then moves on.
I used to work there.
She is going to then give you a little bit of a what's the word for it? Sorry,
Hug.
vicious mockery.
Oh.
Oh.
After you just
Pat
kind
on the shoulder.
after you just kind of fell and missed with your nat one, she goes, "Oh my! Look at ya! All the grace of a one-legged goblin on roller skates." Make a wisdom save.
She didn't call you sweetie.
That's true. 12.
12 just passes.
Yes.
Let me double check.
That feels like it should
Look
be
at us all
passed,
being
but
I was
self-confident.
about to say.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I want to double check it.
It's really hard to bully a gingerbread.
I know, nature's kind of
You don't have a brain.
Yeah.
big
helps.
Then she's also going to swing at you to attack once as well. This is going to be a 16 to hit.
That is, yeah.
Okay, and then you are going to take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Exactly my temporary hit points.
Whoa!
Nice.
Your Kirby fingers are away.
I would like to react with
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah! Okay. She makes a dex
Nice.
save.
War of the
Yeah.
words.
And I'm casting it at 2nd level.
Okay.
As a warlock.
It's kind of funny the Hellish Rebuke
Yeah, a vicious mockery.
mockery. It's just war of the words.
You're lame.
No, you.
She rolled a 5 and an 8. She'll take the 8 with the advantage, but let me check her dex. Okay, no, she just got a 2, so a 10 fails the Hellish Rebuke. So roll your-
Okay. So it is 3d10.
Whoa.
Oh, not great. 13.
13, okay.
Yeah,
And then
13.
as the fire washes over her,
It's
you
not
can
even
also
that.
see that she is resistant to fire damage, so she's going to take,
Ooh,
what,
dang.
6 of that. Still damaging her,
Yeah.
as you then burn her in a rebuke. Do you want to say anything for your Hellish Rebuke?
Yeah.
That's fair. I
That would be about it, yeah.
Fair. Alright. Damage added.
That was my reaction.
Yes. It is now your turn.
It is not my turn. Alright, so
Oh, nice reaction.
cantrip. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. No, she's wisdom. She's really strong wisdom. I'm going to cast instead. Is she within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to cast Thunderclap
Yeah.
instead.
Okay.
So the gingerbread's hands just and a huge rolls out. You can't even see him. He's covered by the grass. You just see.
Attack of the Clones. Burn.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Spaceball.
Yeah.
She makes a dex save for that.
She makes a con save.
Con save.
Yeah.
Okay.
DC 14.
I mean, she gets advantage on every save,
On every save.
so it doesn't really matter.
Well, she does have a higher wisdom save.
That's
which
why.
She did clock, yeah.
Yeah. Her wisdom stat, yeah.
16 and a 13. So
Dang it.
she'll get that 16.
Her hair is just blown back. The spells. I don't think it takes half.
Okay, gotcha.
The spell's thunderous sound can be heard from up to 100 feet away.
Next is the Soul Witchling that has been entrapped within the vines. It rolls
It's
a
free.
1.
It's free now.
Oh, it is. It is free.
It's
Okay.
free. The vines wither away.
Yeah. So it's gonna run up and try to be the rebound witchling.
I'd like to see it try.
It rolls. No, it's like a 10 to hit. Which I imagine doesn't.
Doesn't hit.
You are tickled by noodle fingers.
Yeah, and guess what I'm doing?
Oh no.
Repost.
Repost.
Mhm.
It's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Wow.
Yeah, just kill it.
So the 7 damage.
That would be very lucky. No, it's 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. So you get a pierce through, and it wraps its little fingers around your rapier and tries to like pull it out. And then as you do, its fingers just kind of fall to the side.
Right.
That was its turn. Short round bronze. You're up.
Short run bronze. All right.
Finish him!
Finish him! Do what must be done.
Yeah, the same.
Cool. So in a maybe overly morbid turn of events, I didn't pull my pistol out from its I don't know, holster. There it is. That's what I can figure. And then just try to headshot this thing.
It runs.
It's gonna be if this does not miss. Yeah, it's an at one.
Just for the moment, I'm tempted to give you the hit. Yeah, it feels like such a good moment.
Oh my god.
Which I'm actually, rule of cool is just gonna do that. We're gonna let you hit because it's a pistol. Just
Yeah.
whipped out
Point
against
blank.
the sky. Point
Come
blank
on.
on his witchling. Give it a good sign off though. That's how you earn
I'll
it.
have what she's having. And just fire completely the wrong way. Okay.
Maybe you feel sad after.
Yeah.
No, it kills it.
Your
Kills it.
Hey. Okay, great.
It only had 3 hit points. So.
That's true. Yeah.
What's that?
Thank you.
Aw. Did you text her for
Wow.
coffee?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you,
It's my reward for killing 3 people.
Great. As this gunshot and this thunderclap also wave and echo around the hedge maze.
Was that within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, you can do temporary points.
Kirby noise.
As the soul leads the witchling through
Again,
the
you
bullet
can't
hole.
see because it's in the grass. You
And this fog is acting really weird. It keeps sucking our souls.
What's that all about?
Well, I guess I won the dance off. Even though Auntie's still right there.
Well, with that, the twisted hedges bend and crack apart. This lanky horned hag, her long fingers that are clutching that rat, seeming to almost twist in her own accord. You can see her long, tangled hair draping over her shoulders like these writhing vines to her side, and this big shark-like grin as she says, "You have killed my witchlings. It is time to leave." And then she just kind of keeps walking backwards off into the smoky distance.
Attack of
Attack of
opportunity.
Y'all can take your attacks of opportunity.
Whoa!
That range.
Alright.
Recklessly.
Nice.
18
That
probably
hits.
hits, so I'll just keep that one. Not even worry about the reckless. And then this is my first attack this turn, so I'm gonna do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
This is like smiting once per turn for free. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
2d6 every turn. I should just play a barbarian. That's a very low roll. That is a 9.
9 damage.
Yeah.
Got you.
Alright, I'm gonna attack her with my king.
Got it. Your schlag.
Shillelagh.
Schlag,
King
Dang
schlag.
it! I'm nutcracker! 8.
Sorry, it does not.
This is fine. I'm not competitive.
Okay, cool.
What is your stuff on this? Do you get a
No,
6
so
to hit
Shillelagh,
with Shillelagh on?
I use my spellcasting modifier instead of the
Yeah,
plus
it's
2
like
that I
true.
get.
It's like true striking. It's just like with a mages.
So that was with plus 6.
So with that, she escapes and steps off into the hedges. As you are left in the space that you were in before with your
you
reprieve,
just don't.
you can hear.
Well, she's close. Sorry.
Again, the crosstalk is very hard to. You can't hit that sort of. And so you can hear her like footsteps and the stomping through the branches and the edges as she is now bolting away. Up to y'all on how you would like to respond.
Can I tell if like the hedge is closing behind her, or is it just like open?
It is kind of closing and creating some barriers and stuff. But if you wanted to make a survival check, you can maybe try to see if there's any path.
And she's taking our mouse friend.
She has
along.
taken your.
Can I try to take one final shot at her?
Sure. Yeah.
With the guns.
With the big old bang bang. That one's a 19.
That hits.
Nice.
I go bang.
As she's retreating off the edges, you're BAM!
That's 15 damage.
15
Whoa!
damage.
With
Oh,
the gun.
yeah.
Dang.
Sheesh.
Tracked. All right.
Gingy has started running after her, but he's like
Yes.
slow. So you just see the grass kind of like
Yeah.
slowly towards her.
All right. Did you want to make a survival check to try to track her?
I mean, have we lost her out of sight yet?
Yes.
Dang. I could survival check it, but does anyone else want to do it instead? Because I'm a dumb big strong boy.
Hey.
I have plus 2.
Can I still hear the rat or no?
Maybe. You can make a perception check so you can kind of keep track of where they're heading.
Yeah, I get a plus 0 to survival. Since I thought about it, I'll do it.
I just have plus 2.
Hey, I got a 20.
Oh!
Whoa!
That's on it.
Okay. So you can actually follow her scent. You can smell like rotting flowers and burnt sugar.
16.
That's my cologne.
16 on perception is just what you needed. And as you can hear little squeaks and larger footsteps, you bound down one pathway and round a corner, and you can catch little glimpses of her shadow as she's slipping through some of the undergrowth and moving through.
What's for?
Would you, just given your character, give me an Arcana check?
Okay. 13.
The DC was 12. And so you can catch some type of like faint traces of the unnatural like fey magic in the air that kind of emanate from her. And so as the three of you are working together to follow all three of the clues to kind of find where she is, the hedges eventually part into this moonlit grove where you can now see an injured unicorn struggling against thorny black vines that are wrapping around its legs. And Auntie Tuilo is standing over it, her fingers twitching as she's drawing out its life force, kind of drinking from it, dark magic curling from her fingertips. She then turns over and you can see the silvery blood on her face. I knew you were the nosy sort, but it's too late now. This one's nearly mine. Do you really think you can stop me, little mice? How would you all like to respond?
I'm a tabaxi. I take another shot at her.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Yeah. I also want to throw a hand axe to try to stop her.
Yeah.
15.
15 just misses. It does not hit the unicorn.
Although, I have an ability that I can use
Okay.
to try to hit her.
18 on the first.
Yeah, wait.
That hits.
Mhm.
Great.
Tactical Mind. When I fail an ability check, I can expend the use of Second Wind. Instead of regaining health, I'll roll a d10 and add that result to the ability check.
So an attack roll is not an ability check. An ability check is like a perception check.
Okay.
I don't want to play anymore.
I require a d6.
Is she at a disadvantage or anything? Like, is she kneeling down, drinking the blood or anything?
She's standing. She's like a really weird form where she's like kind of bent over it.
I don't understand. They made this so strong. All right. I just rolled.
Whoa!
17 damage with a hand axe.
Yeah.
And she's vexed.
Okay. What is the Vex gonna do?
Vex is Steven said earlier. It just means my next attack is at advantage.
Thank you. Okay.
Already referencing, but I
Jeez.
have advantage for free next time.
Nice.
Does my attack that I attempted to dislodge her from her target with it?
What do you mean? The unicorn?
Yeah, or whatever she was sucking off of.
Yeah. She has kind of turned away from it, and so she's no longer kind of drinking from it. But you sufficiently distracted her as well.
Nice.
What would we all like to do as well?
I am going to shoot her with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
But you can tell that Gigi, the reason is he looks a little jealous that she's getting to eat the unicorn soul. He kind of like licks his lips a little bit.
Go ahead and roll it.
Alright. 10.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm annoyed, but it's fine.
As your Eldritch Blast sails high.
He just like his eyes were bigger than his stomach. Just missed.
You can see off in the distance it's like a pelican that was flying.
Yeah, just a burst of feathers.
Unfortunately, it was much more than 10 feet away, and you don't get to absorb its soul.
Dang it.
And Sable. Sable is stressed.
Well, Sable wants to cast Hold Person, but she has +6, which is crazy to wisdom.
We hit her a lot. You might just want to hit her.
Yeah.
Hit her with a rock!
I will.
Like they did at the rat, like something. Like he can hear it.
I'm just gonna cast Thorn Whip, which
Okay.
is not that big, but
What's its range?
30 feet.
Okay, good. So you move up to 30 feet range, and then go ahead and roll a hit. And I think if you hit, you can choose to push or pull.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think so.
Oh, nice.
If boulders you taught me.
22.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, you can pull it up to 10 feet closer to you. That sounds a little bit scary. Okay.
That sounds right.
A 3. 3 damage.
Okay, but you will pull her off of that unicorn.
Yes.
Okay, so then Sable, this little ferret, throws out this thorny vine that then unravels, wraps around this witch, and then rips her backwards towards you all and off of this unicorn that she was feeding off of. The unicorn turns its head slowly over towards you all with almost a smile of just like appreciation. Now we will. It shows its big horse teeth. We'll reuse.
Stop!
We'll reuse our old initiative order for this and continue as if Auntie had just went, because you all just kind of surprised her. We're going to give you all another round. So you were up.
My long face.
Alright.
I'm a horse.
Okay, I am gonna try an Eldritch Blaster.
Okay, go and roll a hit.
Finally,
Hey.
22.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then
You hit her swiftly.
damage isn't too great. 6 damage.
That's good.
Trapped. All right. 83 total damage on Auntie so far.
Whoa!
Wow.
Auntie?
Not that we're counting.
We're still rolling. I'm counting. And,
So.
she is looking bloody.
Wow.
After Ginge is Short Climb Bronze.
Short round bronze?
Phew.
The Blunderbust.
Cool, alright.
Load up my cannon.
Yeah, I'm done just like bang, bang. I'm holstering the gun and coming at her with my rapier.
Okay.
Get her.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
That's the best I want. 10 damage. 10 piercing damage.
All right. She's looking really rough at this point. We are up to strong.
Get her.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Hit her with the rock.
Hit her with my axe. All right, recklessly. I already had advantage, but whatever. If I don't reckless attack, I don't get frenzy, so I will always be reckless attacking. 19 plus 5.
It does hit.
Thanks. I think I want to reroll my main character to this guy. This is pretty great.
What ability is giving you the extra 2d6 every turn?
It's frenzy. If you use a reckless attack while rage is active, you deal an additional 2d6 damage the first target you hit on your turn.
Sweet.
So it's once per turn,
Yeah.
and I have to be raging.
Yeah.
But it's like a free swipe.
No, it's really great.
It's insane.
Like, what ability? It's called customize?
Yeah.
It's called Ogre's Might.
It just says mind your own business.
Oh, Dan, please shut the hell up. We're playing a game.
It's called Dinner of the Mind.
Yeah.
Mind.
And in my mind, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit this. Great axe
Anyway.
damage. Okay, I keep wanting to think that's a 9. It's a 6. And a 3. And a 12! Wow,
Sweet.
that's insane. So that's 24 damage.
Go ahead and describe your kill.
Let's go.
I will run up to her and just say, "Get out of my swamp!"
Yeah.
That's good.
Just get her like right there, and you'll just see her head go this way, and her arm goes that way.
Something
Nice.
cool. And then there's 5 seconds of silence, and then you hear short round rounds go, "Is this a swamp?" Just look around.
As a little rat figure drops down to the ground and runs back over towards Sable, we now have a unicorn to free and a talking rat. I don't know if you can still understand the rat. I think the spell eventually fades.
Yeah.
But an animated rat and a unicorn to attend to. How would you all engage with this?
If I do that ritual thing again for a little bit, can I talk to both of them? Or
Yeah,
does
absolutely you can.
I'll kind of curl up in a ball and do that or whatever
Okay.
I need to do.
If you want to take a short rest during this time,
I
Sure.
do.
go ahead and patch up, heal yourself up a bit.
There we go. Short rest. One of my hit die. Wow. I forgot how
Does
huge
the
my
short
hit
rest
die
do any-
is.
Does short
That's
rest do anything
great.
for health?
So you can expend a hit die, and it will just heal your health. That amount that you spend. So if your hit die is a D8, I think.
D10 actually.
D10. So you're a warrior, not a rogue.
Fighter.
Fighter.
You should roll the d10 and then add.
Oh, okay. It rolled it in the thing.
Oh, great. Cool.
Yeah, if you roll it in here, it'll automatically add it in for you. I just get a rage shark back. Yay!
While y'all are doing that, Michael, you finish your incantation and can now speak with animals. And what you then overhear is, I am Calvain. And then the unicorn says, "It is great to meet you, Calvain." And I am trapped in this stupid, little, hairy body. And the unicorn just nods and says, "I can help you with that." And then it leans forward and its horn touches the wood on the rat. And then it shifts into this elven form, this wood elf that you can see, who then just has this huge smile of relief on his face. "Thank you." And then he kind of turns sideways and he starts like petting and just like, starts petting the unicorn and turns over and looks over to you all. How would you like to respond as you were seeing what's happening?
You probably can't understand me anymore.
Can he understand me? So I can talk animal and
Yes.
human at the same time?
I can understand you, rat.
Hey, what happened to my dinner? You're a whole dude now.
Fill your stomach a couple of times.
Sounds good to me.
I look at the unicorn and say,
Can we help you?
And Calvan, it starts to pull off some of the thorns and stuff that are around its legs, and it kind of nods, and you can run over and start chewing through and helping as well. Eventually, you free it, and he says, "You have helped me plenty. Thank you." And Calvan nods as well. Looks around. Do you all have any crescent medallions?
What?
Who is he wanting now?
A necklace with a symbol of the Crescent Queen.
I looked down.
Do we?
no.
No.
I check my pockets.
Great, yes. And as you do check your pockets, you find lint and these weird metal twisting things that in some other world maybe would hold sheets of paper together, but you all have no idea what they would do in a world like this.
Interesting. I
I
will
use
say,
the metal twisty thing to pick the lint out of my belly. Is this what you want?
I will say that during this time, Gingy has been over at the corpse of Auntie, like viciously clawing at it. You could say investigating.
Yeah. Good roll investigation check.
That's
You
part of it.
Yeah.
You probably sucked up her soul there.
Yeah.
Got her 7 hit points.
Exactly. 13.
Okay. You do get the temporary hit points. You go ahead and take those.
Nice.
You will find 2 potions of healing on her.
I throw them behind me. Hopefully my party can see. I
Yeah.
just toss them in the dirt.
Yeah. And then oddly, I'll say that you notice that she is missing her middle finger on one of her hands. It's like like a scab stump.
Assassino! Assassino!
She is.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just continue doing that then.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what that meant?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I noticed you weren't laughing. Rachel, how are you not
You're a
laughing?
woman. You know what that means.
I was gonna ask the both of you because I don't think either of you guys get.
Why is nobody appreciating that joke?
I do want
I'm
to.
a nerd at this point.
I do want to grab one of the health potions.
Right, yeah.
I see it. I watch it arc into the sky, and then I go and very quickly snag that.
These medallions, they can be activated and typically are a key, a way that you can get out. Even if you don't have one, though, they're the easiest way to leave. There are gate guardians that may let you by if you outwit them.
Outwit.
Oh, yes.
So wait, I'm confused. We're in a field near her house or something.
You're currently in like just a clearing where
It's just a random clearing.
yeah,
There's like just some guards.
you don't see that. This is just the elf, the formerly rat,
Oh,
now
he's
elf.
telling us about
He's
the
telling
guards.
you he has to get medallions. He said you would need activated medallions to leave, but don't worry about that too much if you feel like you can outwit the guards at the gate.
Is one of them a liar and one of them tells the truth?
They are both rather interesting characters.
Could I say that in noticing the missing hand, Gingy wasn't intentionally trying, or missing finger wasn't intentionally trying to do this, but is like grabbing one of her other middle finger and is like scurrying backwards, like just like in a fit of rage and trying to tear it off.
Go ahead.
Oh gosh.
Well,
Like snap it backwards is what he's
yeah,
trying to
you
do.
got enough time and
Rage.
rage and vigor to do this. So yeah, whether you chew it at some point or what, you just eventually. And then
I just pant and like hold it.
I will argue if you want to that you could replace your candy cane with this hag finger and use
Ooh.
it in the exact same way.
Okay. Is there a
Hag
way that
finger.
should do it?
I'll give you +1 to like
Sweet.
your saving throw, your spell save for your spells, and +1 to your attack rolls.
Nice.
Wow. How
Hag
nice.
finger. And you can just perpetually flick everyone off by just holding it in front of you.
Yeah.
Imagine a hand around this and this. No, yeah.
You just see grass.
Yeah.
If you want to add like a +1 wand or something to you, it would function the same way.
Pretty cool.
That was pretty sweet.
Cool.
Why have you not gotten out yet?
I was turned into a rat, and I have been confused and lost and sad for a very long time.
Should we follow you?
I have another that I wish to rescue. You all should leave and find your way out as fast as you can before you lose more memories of those dear to you.
While this is all going on, I pocketed the health potion, and now I'm just kind of making a wide kind of circle, wandering the perimeter, just kind of looking around at the surroundings and just taking in, seeing if of the various routes we could take, if any feel remotely different from one another, or if I'm getting a vibe off of anything.
Yeah. So as you do a perimeter, eventually you step forward and you can see where a hedge wall parts and reveals to you a very breathtaking yet unsettling sight. You can see what is called the Midnight Moat. It is this vast river-like stream that is ahead of you, flowing horizontally, and looks pretty wide. Its surface is smooth and reflective, as if it is polished obsidian, and the sky above is stripped of its unusual brilliance and offers only a crescent moon and a handful of pale, flickering stars. That same crescent moon stares back at you from the water, its reflection somehow sharper and more vivid than the real thing. for a moment for you as you were looking past this path and what you see ahead. It's very serene. It's almost peaceful. Then, with a sudden ripple of the water, it breaks, and you can see that there's a bird gliding very close to the surface of this river, and it just vanishes in an instant as these long, shadowy tendrils lash up from below, wrapping around its wings and dragging it underneath of the water. And then, almost instantaneously, the water stills again, erasing all evidence of that struggle. Another bird flutters over, oblivious to the fate of the first. This time, several dark shapes surge up at once, figures with elongated liquid limbs and featureless faces, and their hands claw up and through the air and then grasp, hungering for this bird as it then collapses it down into the depths. Again, silence follows, and it's deafening. The only thing left is the reflection of the moon, unbothered, unchanged. The moat ahead awaits, as you can see across it, a gateway with a two-headed guardian sentinel for the exit of this maze. How would you like to proceed?
Is there any wood around?
Make a survival check.
Okay.
What's everybody else doing? Well, Stronk, the ogre orc man, is looking for wood.
So the
Is it 18 to find wood?
You can find a good bit of dry brush and a couple maybe downed trees that you could get creative with and could see.
is this like it opens into like a vast lake, or is this like hedge, and then lake filling the space in
So
between?
hedges and maze behind you. Ahead of you is this massive moat that goes all the way to your left and your right that you can see, and then across it and a bit to your right is where you can see the gateway and the sentinel that guards it.
So we don't know that it's a moat. We just know it could be a river, for all we know. Like, we
Yes.
don't see that it curves around.
Right.
A river runs through it.
Yeah.
How wide is this gap?
I believe I'm going to go with 40 feet on my gut, but I'll
So
double
no-
check that.
Can't bridge it.
Well, based on the historical dimensions of ancient medieval moats, probably 40.
Thank you, Steve.
I have carpentry tools.
Thank you, Steve.
I have carpentry tools.
Uh-huh.
I could try to make a boat.
Make a
I
boat
could try to
for a
make.
But,
What about?
Oh, they'll
What
sink.
about a catapult?
So
So,
the cat.
A catapult.
you see, so Gingy is not listening to any of this. He's by the edge, not too close. He's looking around for little sticks and trying to throw them at the water. What happens when he does that? Like when the
A
sticks
stick
are...
hits, and at one point you can see this massive black scaled fish that has like 3 stalks coming out of its head, massive eyes at the end of each of them, and just this massive maw of teeth just and crushes the stick and like dives back under the water.
So Gingy doesn't process any of that, continues throwing the sticks. But hopefully the rest of the party observes.
Do I notice this?
Yes, you do.
I'm a pretty good fisherman. You know. Why don't I try to catch the fish?
I don't think that's the only thing in the moat, mate.
Mate.
In the moat, mate.
Sable, could you make a perception check for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Could catch all the fish.
That's not gonna do it.
A unicorn still here?
The river, the moat, is 80 feet across.
Oh, good.
So
This
you
boat
just see,
thing
you
will
see
probably
that there's
be
like fog
swallowed.
off in the peripheries, and you can't really make any details off on the others.
The same fog as before?
I would have said mist, but I said fog.
Not the mist.
So it's not a mist, it's a fog.
Correct.
I haven't the foggiest idea of the difference.
I haven't the mistiest.
Is that unicorn still here?
Could be. If you run back and maybe find them.
Going
I thought we were all
carrots.
just hanging out in the same space.
An apple. Get the unicorn to...
Should we walk along the shore and try and find a way across?
It wouldn't hurt.
I will be using a log and my rope that I have to fashion a fishing rod.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you all head off in that direction, and then go ahead and make a survival check again to see if you can fashion a usable
Well, what
fishing
is
rod.
my...
15.
Can I roll my carpentry tools? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah. You can definitely do that.
Ability strength.
Yeah.
Craft. It lists a bunch of things, but pull is one of them. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's my proficiency bonus?
I think it's +2 at level 3.
Right, I'm just gonna roll a 8.
Okay.
Can Can I recklessly make this pole?
It would take you maybe 30 minutes to an hour to make a fishing pole.
Right.
And we'll get there when we get there if you want to keep working on that.
I will keep working
What was
on
your
it.
perception check?
He didn't do one.
I didn't do it, but I'll do it now, and then I'll tell you. It was an 11.
Okay. With your 15 and you all walking forward, one of the first things that Sable notices is, let me find it. Okay. You see the Midnight Light stretching wide before you, and I'm so sorry, I lost my point in the notes. Okay, cool. And then you hear a sharp cry, a sudden screech, and then you can see perched atop a crooked post, half hidden by shadow, a hunched figure clicking talons against the wood, her wings patched with bare skin and ragged feathers, and she's ruffling at the sight of you all. This is a character named Niska, a harpy with a sharp eye and a sharper tongue. So she like, ha! Poor little flightless things, stuck on the wrong side. A shame, a shame! And she tilts her head, watching you as you approach her. Behind her, as you can see, is a drawbridge that is drawn up. You rolled a 15?
This way!
Yes.
Across the moat, you can see the lever to activate the drawbridge is on the opposite side.
I will follow them when I hear this way.
Same.
Bringing my fishing rod that I'm still working on. Just coming along, carpeting it out.
Does anyone have rope?
Yes.
Do you need that for your little project?
You can use it.
Is it 80 feet worth?
Well, I think we all have rope. We could tie it together.
I don't know if I have rope.
I think almost every starter kit starts with one.
What are you doing with that rope?
I do have rope. I have 50 feet.
Yeah. So we have enough to get over.
Dang, that's a lot of rope!
Thank you.
I start tying. I tie the rope to my war pick,
Oh, wait a second.
and then I start tying it together so that it makes long enough rope that I can turn it into a makeshift grappling hook.
80 feet? You're gonna throw that 80 feet?
I'm really strong.
I'm pretty strong too.
Excuse me, what's your name again?
Niska.
Niska. Would you mind flying this rope over there, tying it on, and then coming back?
Oh, she could just lower the drawbridge.
Tie it onto the lever!
Yes.
And then we pull the lever so it feels like we did it.
An entrepreneurial, self-success motivated group.
And then you get plausible deniability if you get in trouble later.
I could maybe help. Maybe,
Oh,
Plus, it's,
Do I need to
it's
roll
a pretty
persuasion?
whimsical thing to do. I'll have to say.
but nothing in this world is free, is it? No. If you want my help, you'll bring me something first.
like what?
Her tongue lashes out of her beak as she's looking down towards the water.
Oh.
A fish.
Mmm.
A nice, fat, juicy fish. Bring me one, and I'll think about helping.
All right. Well.
I turn to the water.
Oi, fish!
What's funny is near the moat is a fishing pole.
See, I knew
Now we
you
have
looked,
two.
you looked at me when I said I'm gonna make a fishing pole. You
Yes.
said,
We'll hold on
I
to
said,
that.
Twice the chances.
So I'll look at it, look at my fishing pole, look at it, and be like, kill still one. Mine'll do better.
You also see a weathered wooden tackle box near the edge of the midnight boat. You can see metal hinges, rusted but still functional. And inside of this tackle box, you discover 3 distinct bait options. You can see a silver spoon lure, a blood-dipped hook, and a rotten meat scrap. You can use one of those 3 as your bait, as one of y'all would then be trying to fish. So,
Who's the strongest around here?
To the 6
Yeah.
I'll look at the I almost called you Cookie.
Cookie Wookie.
I look at the little Cookie. Can you outfish this, mate?
I also look down at Gingy and say,
Oh look, Gingy found some bait.
and I'm pointing at the finger that it's holding.
Can we use that?
Gingy, in a panic, drops it and the scribbles on top of it is hissing at you. In the time that Gingy has spent interacting with these fish, trying to intimidate them, has he noticed anything that would suggest which bait would be best?
which bait? Okay, go ahead and do.
Or anything about how to catch them?
Yeah. Go ahead and do a wisdom check with advantage.
Okay.
It seems to like live bait.
I start to think about putting the hook on Gingy.
I rolled 8 both times.
Okay. I would say maybe not for which bait to use, but you could assist with the position of where to cast the line to successfully, just given what you've been able to notice about the fish behavior.
Gingy is like, you see him with his candy cane pointing at the water. He closes one eye and he's like aiming like this, as if to show you which way.
That's a good spot, Gingy. I like that spot.
Which bait would you like to choose?
We got rotten meat. We got
Bloody
hook.
hook.
Silver bloody hook?
No, the
Blood
silver
hook
spoon.
or silver spoon.
And the silver spoon.
Silver spoon kind of bent and twisted in a way that looks almost fish-like, but
I guess technically we could use all 3 at some point.
I
If
mean,
one doesn't work.
yeah. I will.
I caught plenty of fish back in the day when I was aboard the. Well, it was a big ship. I was the captain.
Yes, Grandpa, tell us more.
I'm young and virile.
And the cat.
Tabaxi.
Cat's their word. You can't say that.
which bait would you like to use?
I rolled a 2, which means I want to use the spoon.
Right. Okay. Taking the spoon then, what I'd like you to do is make a sleight of hand check for casting where you need to go. You do that with advantage because there's a candy cane pointing you away.
Dude, I'm freaking good at sliding.
That reminds me. Where is that? No. Why? I miss paper. Can I have paper? Okay, I have danger sense, which is advantage on dex saving throws.
On a threat against you that you can see. This is casting by fishing.
Great.
If you need any help, just ask the expert fisher.
Is that Hagrid?
I'm really trying to not do the Joe voice, but it's just gravitational pulling back to him.
My sleight of hand is +2. Are you better?
7.
7 plus 7.
All right, Captain. Right, Captain. I'll be there to assist and pull in. All right.
Thank ye very much. It's like I'm back aboard the.
Cast the line, little kitty.
Oh,
And then I go and I walk up to the edge and I cast the line.
Well, flash forward to he has escaped the Hedge Maze and back on the ship, and on the side of the ship it's just labeled ship.
oh, the ship!
The SS ship. Be famous.
Go ahead, Ben, and make
It's just a
check.
scrawled image of a face going.
Your Majesty's ship.
Haha, 11.
With advantage. Gingy is helping you.
Dirty 20.
Nice. So the spoon pops down into the water and then sinks, but then very quickly, line goes taut. Are you passing it over to him, or are you trying to reel it in?
Yes, I.
I will enter a rage.
He's a rage fish. You can make an athletics check or an acrobatics. Go ahead and make your athletics.
Rage against the fish.
Rage
Help,
against
help,
the fish
help.
of the night.
15.
Yeah.
All right, that is a success.
Yes. The medium roll.
I was telling Rachel this earlier today, but I was at Five Guys, and there was a kid of about 7 or 8, and he was standing by the counter, just every few seconds going, "Mom, help! Help! Mom!" Mom was nowhere to be found. But every few seconds, in a very calm voice, just, "Mom, help! Help! Mom!" And it was just like, I hope Mom shows up eventually.
She wasn't even nearby.
No.
Did anyone
She eventually showed up, but
Okay.
she was just yelling until she got there.
just at the counter?
And that's what I did for you just now.
Okay, I was like, can you connect with
Mom, help! Help, Mom!
Dad, help!
Great, okay. So a massive deep water monstrosity, the one with the 3 eye stalks, too many eyes, and that writhing tail, is landed, ripped out of the water, and it flops down as Aniska looks over, very impressed. And she, where are we at here?
Dinner's up.
Will this do?
The line yanks so violently that the pole bends to almost breaking. The moat's surface is churning. Something deep, something immense has stirred in the black water. Then, with an explosion of that brackish spray, your catch erupts from below, its body too large, too wrong for this world. The fish then slams on the ground with a wet, sickly thud. Its glassy white eyes staring blindly, mouth gaping wide in a soundless scream. Dark veins pulse beneath its translucent skin, its jagged, fin-like protrusions twitching even now as it's breathing out. and fighting on the shoreline. For a long moment, Niska says nothing, and slowly her beak splits into a wicked grin.
Now that is something special. Yes, yes. A proper gift indeed.
She leans in, talons twitching, and she pulls this blackened fish up into her claws, and then starts and flies over to the other side of the moat. Pulls the lever, and then while in flight over, tosses the fish up into the air. Her mouth opens in an ungodly way, and just swallows that, and then comes back over, remaining in her same normal self, does not bulge or swell after she's eaten that fish.
She's a bird of holding.
The Joey Chestnut of birds.
Lanes down, satisfied. The bridge eventually flattens out.
Ah, she didn't let us do it.
Thank you, Nishka.
You've done very, very well for yourselves. Thank you, Mishka.
She laughs and flies off over the hedges, as now before you, as you cross this moat and head over towards this gate, a colossal figure looms beside the gate. A nightmarish fusion of predator and judge, Otta Vryn, the two-headed sentinel, stands with an unsettling stillness. Their massive wings are half folded in quiet anticipation behind their back. One head is a snowy white owl, and it watches with measured, inquisitive gaze, particularly over Sable, its sharp golden eyes gleaming with curiosity. The other is a blood-streaked vulture, also eyes penetrating straight at Sable with this barely restrained hunger, its hooked beak twitching as if it's already savoring the scent of fresh prey. Otta, the owl, tilts her head thoughtfully, as if she's appraising the worth of each of you as you're standing before her, and Avarin, the vulture, let out this low, guttural chuckle, sound dripping with menace. Guests or trespassers, Oda muses, the owl, voice smooth as falling snow.
Meat or entertainment?
Avarin sneers, his tongue flicking over his beak like a connoisseur preparing to sample a rare delicacy.
Entertaining guests.
So Dingy didn't even stop. It's like continuing to try and move by slowly.
You eventually are met with a massive talon that just right into your face and shoves you back like 10 feet.
I'm scrambling in the dirt as it pushes me back.
Entertainment then, huh? What do you seek?
I just want to go back to my swamp.
And I want to go back to captaining the...
No one leaves without without the Crescent Queen's permission. Please provide your activated Crescent medallions so that you may leave this place.
They got lost in the mail. Can we borrow yours?
Alright. Suggestion?
Okay,
Would that work on a two-headed thing?
maybe.
I've never heard of this spell. You suggest a course of activity described in no more than 25 words, such as turn around.
Just let us pass.
Yeah, let us pass. To one creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. The suggestion must sound achievable and not involve anything that would obviously deal damage to the target or its allies. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charm condition for the duration. So it's charmed. I'm charming that basically. Okay. I would like to try and cast this. I will also say that Gingy is very strong deception, intimidation, and persuasion.
Okay.
He's a little charlatan.
Yeah.
For what that's worth.
Okay.
So he is going to scurry as close as he can to them. I don't know if they've been down or something like that.
Sure.
But he's going to like widen one eye and like stare into their soul. And like he's going to pull out the little witch finger and kind of go. And he's going to cast suggestion.
And what word are you going to say?
Well, it's 25 words.
Oh, yeah. Then what command?
I would like to try and use my intimidating presence to make them cower back, is what I'm trying to suggest that they do, because I don't really speak, such that we can pass.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm an intimidating guy. Am I able to give Gingy advantage by pulling in my little war pick and just kind of like holding it.
I want to contribute to my intimidation.
So
And maybe if you guys, you could translate for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's how the spell
sure.
works, but
for the sake of for the sake of the spell, it's a saving throw from the creature, so it's not going to be like a skill check with advantage or anything. So
does our intimidation give him disadvantage?
it does not because he has advantage.
Oh,
having
no.
2 heads. His trait of being 2-headed gives him advantage on
Uh-oh.
saves against being charmed.
Yeah, literally
Oh, dear.
specifically.
And so
Makes
they rolled a 17 on the saving throw. And as they stare down on you all, having probably gone through similar tactics many, many times, they just stare over the party. Another claw just pushes you back like 10 feet.
Dang it.
And as they silently stare and just take in what just happened for maybe 10, 15 seconds, and it's just very awkward for this pause, eventually you hear, "We are not," that's not their voice, "we are not without mercy. A keen mind is worth more than a strong arm. A test, then. A test, then. You would wish to go on the trials of wit."
We would wish for none of us to be under the enslavement of a crazy moon queen.
Do not let her hear you.
A good moon queen.
Best us, and we shall see if you are worthy of passage. Averin cackles, his voice like snapping bones. Fail, and you shall entertain. That's not their voice. I cannot do this. And you shall entertain us until we tire of you, or until I tire of Auda's charity. Ada leans forward, her black eyes gleaming with delight. A riddle. You have 2 guesses, and then there are 2 more trials. If you pass all 3 of our trials, we will let you through.
I like riddles.
My first mate loved riddles. He always used to say,
Strong is getting used to this.
I'm putting 3 minutes on the clock once I finish the riddle, and you have
Good.
2 guesses.
You've been taking too many
We're
catnaps.
gonna table talk this.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
no
still-
Googling.
Let's Google it.
I
Siri, listen.
wrote this riddle, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. I can be sharp as a dagger or fade like the mist. A treasure well kept for a moment long missed. I shape who you are, yet I live in the past. Hold me too tight, and I may not last.
Is it memory?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mind?
it sounds like a memory, like a sharp memory.
Like a sharp mind, your mind fades.
Or it could be a sharp mind, but your mind doesn't live in the past, but memories do.
Memories from the past.
You hold it too tight and it may fade fast. Is that correct?
Maybe.
Oh, you're not gonna repeat it, huh? It's up to our memory to remember, huh?
Yeah.
That might
I
be
think if
it.
it was sharp when you said it and then it's already faded, maybe some.
It sounded like memory, and that fits with Feyworld. Losing the memory.
Yeah, this is the
Memory.
theme of the story. Yeah.
fades away.
The most meta thing I've ever heard.
That's true.
Yeah. We get 2 guesses, right?
If we guess, do we get to hear it again?
No.
Dang. Alright. Let's try to go through it.
Memories.
Okay.
How's it go?
Sharp fades.
Missed.
Yes. The end one was hold it too tight. It fades away.
That makes me think of like love,
Yeah.
where a lot of times it's like if you hold somebody too tight, they end up leaving or whatever. Like relationships. But that's the only thing. That doesn't apply to the rest of it, I don't think.
Sharp
Yeah.
memory.
Callum's
Sharp
just rapping
memory.
on the ground. Half the time has passed.
Can I make an insight into like if I can tell if he like reacted to us as saying
Yeah, we can touch it.
anything? Oh.
Stoic.
Brutal.
Unsearchable.
Okay.
Let's
I like memory
I
for the
think
first
memory,
guess.
Yeah.
memory checks those boxes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories.
Ada nods, and you hear Averin just as the vulture grumbles off on his side. the vulture the wing flares off.
now, for a game of deception. One truth, one lie. Sort them if you can.
Auntie Tuilo is missing her middle finger on her right hand. A most unfortunate loss, I'd say. And then the vulture.
Old Peavy's nose was described as a gnarled tree branch, twisted and knotted just like his cursed fate.
Ada then watches closely as you deliberate which one is true and which one is a lie.
Well, clearly the which one is Really?
You have the finger
Yes,
with you.
because
We have
both
both.
of her fingers are missing.
Yeah.
So.
But they might not know that.
And his nose. I don't think it was described as a normal tree branch.
Yeah, well.
He did say gnarled tree branch earlier, but I don't know if it was his nose.
Either way, we know 100% that both the middle fingers are missing.
Yeah. So it's gotta be that one.
So we can just
Yeah.
go with that.
Also, do we get 2 guesses? Okay, I was gonna say.
Well, can you do inspect the finger that you have, and then make sure that...
Sure. Okay.
Does it look like a right-handed middle
I'll-
finger or a left-handed middle
So-
finger?
Well,
Gingy, pull out your DNA scanner.
Like, my fingers bend a certain way.
But you would remember which
So-
one you pulled off.
Right, but the other one was already
Yeah. Can
missing.
I recall?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we just
the
want to make
moment?
sure
Do you
the
need
first
a roll
one.
for that? Because I don't remember.
Let's say you pulled off her left hand finger, and you recall that because you ripped it off of her body.
And he said, of
It
left hand.
was present tense. Right? No, they said right hand, but also they didn't.
So the right one was missing before you
Alrighty.
pulled the other one off, so that's the answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, great. Let's just go with that's the truth and the other thing was a lie.
What do you say?
Right?
Great.
The finger.
The finger.
Can you
Fingers
just give me in
correct.
character, like how is this communicated?
Gingy goes.
They look towards each other, and the vulture just goes,
He's missing both her fingers now.
and the owl just plumage, just goes
Yeah.
up in alarms.
and the ogre
A
guy,
bit of respond,
vulture guy,
too.
the vulture guy goes.
You did suss out correctly which one was true and a lie, but also they were so starkly taken aback that you ripped off her finger that you just moved through this one anyway.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Atta then sways slightly and eager. For our final test, you must give us something no one else has. And then the vulture's eyes narrow. A tale. But not some worn-out traveler's yarn. It must be new, fascinating, and worthy of being remembered. We are collectors, after all. The party must tell a story, one of their own making, of past deeds, or of pure invention, and that must be riveting in some way, funny, tragic, awe-inspiring, or unexpected. And if you succeed in captivating this duo, then you will pass the full test of wits.
We gotta do the old improv game where
Yes.
we used to do one word.
One word or one line?
One word.
Like one word.
Cool.
Which one do you want to do? One word at a time or one line at a time?
Probably a line, you
Probably
know?
alone was
Okay.
go smooth.
Perfect.
Everyone will
Okay.
go 3 times and we'll go clockwise starting with you.
I'll kick it off.
All right, buckle up, birdies. Once aboard the mighty.
Go for the word. Anything. Mighty.
Well, no, is he not done?
No.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh,
We're doing one word story, right?
Yeah.
one phrase.
One phrase.
One phrase.
One sentence.
So that's why I thought he was going to finish.
You can either pick up where you left off or
Um,
start a new sentence altogether.
Yeah, no, so I'm just staring at the ground.
Elephant, you will be able to see further than your eyes would have ever believed.
Said the crazy cabin boy on the ship who was summarily ignored.
On our way to the Serengeti, where we were going to capture said elephants.
Little did we know, the elephants were expecting us.
Weapons drawn and traps prepared. We had no idea if we should enter or dare.
It's rhyming now.
Oh my
Oh, wow. The pressure. We approached very, very carefully, and suddenly we realized that it wasn't elephants at all. They were stuffed creatures. It was a trap.
The trap was placed by a cult of elephant worshipping, elephant god worshippers, and they were trying to get poachers, which we were at the time.
As it happens, we were that.
We were the poachers.
But my trusty first mate with a twinkle in his eye said,
Don't mind us, we're just stopping by.
They did not buy that.
And in fact, they called us fat.
Where's it going? Good.
I said 3 things, but
Right.
Oh,
The story's not over, so
oh great.
we gotta wrap it up.
so my crew stepped into action, de-stuffing the decoys.
Stuffed elephant decoys that saw us coming.
wrong answers.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out what just happened.
So to recap. No, I'm kidding.
De-stuffing the decoys. Okay.
We were aboard the ship in the Serengeti, hunting elephants that were actually decoys and stuff and saw us
And now
coming.
you're getting caught as illegal poachers.
Yeah, and we're
My
also
cult of elephant gun worshippers.
Weapons in hand we do not have, but we will be your friends, and that will make you glad.
Wow. S tier. They did buy that.
You want to wrap it up?
And thus, we had a party for the centuries. And we became ex-poachers. And we joined in with them, and they brought us to their king, and we had a big party. The end.
A tale from this mystical, magical land I've never heard of, the Serengeti. Whimsical. Yes, we've never heard of such a place or such a behavior. One to be remembered for a very long time. After that story, you see the two-headed sentinel figure step aside as the gates to exit the Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen part. You can now be refugees slipping back to the Serengeti, leaving the absolute awful authoritarian government of the Crescent Queen, sneaking away back to your normal lives, to a ship's name that you remember, to a normal form that is no longer a ferret, back to a life of killing and pillaging, and to your swamp.
My swamp.
the moment we passed. Ship!
My ship.
When you said ship. Thank you all for joining in this story of the Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen. And if you enjoyed any of this story and want to replicate any of it and enjoy this module as it is, you can check the Kickstarter link that is right there down below. Go to Latecomer Games with Bryce, and this module will be on this Kickstarter starting on March 24th. So definitely back that project and enjoy as we have. Thank you, baby.
Bye.
Thanks, Dan.
We never did a here.
I don't know about you, but I want to see more incredible third-party D&D modules written by players and lovers of the game like us. Latecomer Games is bringing something truly special to the table with Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen, a hauntingly beautiful, Fae-inspired adventure filled with whimsical NPCs, custom monster stat blocks, and a very rich and immersive world that, as you have seen in the story that we've created or will see, pulls you in like a dream or a trap. If you love tricky riddles, eerie encounters, and the kind of storytelling that lingers long after the session ends, this is the kind of module that deserves a place at your table. So follow the link in my description. Go check out this project on Kickstarter, and please consider backing it when it goes live on March 24th. I want us to help bring more player-driven, passion-filled adventures to life. So please go and support Latecomer Games. Thank you, and let's get into the story.